Fight frenzy.
Damn, Tracy.
Yeah. Bang on.
All right, guys, we are live. We are live here for the UFC 324 card. Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. And the fight card is already proven here to be super amazing. Right now we have Umar Nurmagomedov fighting Deiveson Figueiredo, and we are in round 3 with 4 minutes to go. Right now Umar is putting a lot of pressure on Deiveson, and Deiveson had a good last round there in round 2. And but Umar is putting the pressure. It feels like Umar is a bit bigger in terms of size to Deiveson Figueiredo. Ooh, nice kick by Umar to the face. He's pressuring Deiveson against the cage here. So there's a lot of pressuring against the cage. And we are in round 3. So there's 3 minutes to go. I think Deiveson needs to go at it here. And we have a takedown attempt on Figueiredo, and it is a takedown, and he's down. I think Figueiredo tried to go for a guillotine, but was not successful. He's on the canvas right now, trying to fight it, and Umar is trying to pass the guard. With 2 minutes to go, Deiveson must get up. Alright, if he doesn't get up here, I don't know if he will win this fight, to be honest. And I actually like Nurmagomedov because he's well-rounded. I like his striking a lot, and his kicks. And he's super well-rounded. But in this moment, Deiveson must get up. Deiveson need to get up, otherwise it's a problem. This is amazing. Right now, if Umar wins this fight, I think that will set him up perfectly for a good match after, because Deiveson Figueiredo is a good name. It's a big name, right? So it's definitely good. All right, we have Figueiredo here struggling a little bit to get up. And Umar is in half guard right now. Like here, sometimes if you're in half guard, you could go for a head and arm. They call it razor lock. You know, if you see it over there, you must know how to do it. But, you know, again, with punches, it's not like jiu-jitsu. It's a different ball game. Ooh, nice. Oh, Figueiredo almost escaped. The pressure is too much here. He's in a butterfly position, butterfly guard. And Umar just transitioned back to half guard. And this is the game they play all day. You know, if they're in mount, they will go from mount to half guard to side control to mount. You know, maybe they're in the guard, they throw punches, so they keep combining this, doing this combination and scoring. Deiveson cannot stay flat on his back. Ooh, he's attempting a good escape, up kicks, but was not successful. What I do like about Figueiredo is that he is trying to cause damage from the bottom. So he's doing his best, moving his hips, and he's out. Nice. 2 more seconds and the fight is over. Here we go. The fight is over, folks. This is gonna be interesting. Let's see who wins this. Wow, what a fight. It was a pretty good fight. Pretty good fight. We'll see what the judges say. We got Khabib in the ring, in the octagon. Let's see what the judges are gonna decide here. Umar did he fought this fight well. He used his range. He used his long reach, his kicks, his trips. His wrestling was on point. So I don't know. I have a feeling that Umar is gonna win this fight. He did a lot more damage than Figueiredo. I think he walked him back quite a bit. So let's see what happens. But it was a good match for both guys here. Let's see if I got it right. I'm going to show you my fight card pretty soon. I'm not sure if the early fights, how I did on those ones, but I'm going to show you my fight card and let you know how I did on my picks. All right, so we got, they're announcing the winner right now. Let's see who won this fight. Yeah, and like I said, Umar took the win. He won the match. So, good on Umar. He did a great job. Like I said, he controlled everything. And this is a big win for Umar. This is huge, guys. Like, this is going to set him up for a title match, right? Right now, he's ranked number 2. So this definitely, you can make a case that he could fight for the title. No doubt. No doubt about it. So we're going to see who's next on the card. But let me show you my fight card. All right, I'm going to show you what my fight card is. All right, so I had, in the early prelims, I had Turquoise versus Smotherman. And I don't know if I did well on my picks there in the early prelim, but I'm going to just check real quick because I'll be honest with you, I just sometimes I don't watch the early prelims. But that fight got canceled. Yeah, that fight got canceled. There's actually like 3 fights on this card that got canceled, which is, it's kind of sad, but it is what it is. All right. Anyways, the next fight I had Hokett versus Freeman. I picked Hokett to win, and he did by KO. All right, he knocked him out. Earlier, before that, we had Adam versus Ty, and Ty Miller won. Okay, in the prelim, we had Krylov versus Bukazbiap. Oh my goodness, these names are like, they're like crazy to me, man. But anyways, or Nikita versus Modestas. And Nikita got the win by knockout. So that I got that right. The next fight, Johnson's versus Hernandez, got canceled as well today, early this morning. That got canceled. I had Johnson in that, so maybe they will reschedule it. Then we had Gaethje versus Polyevet. Ateba Gaethje, I was expecting him to knock Andre out, but I'm telling you, that was a great fight. I just caught the last portion of it, and he did a good fight. He did a good job, going toe to toe, because like Ateba has knockout power, and he has a lot of knockouts. So going in there and basically being afraid of that knockout could make you fight a certain way, right? But anyways, Ateba won that fight by decision. Okay, it wasn't the knockout that we thought we would see, but he won that fight by decision. And then we had Umar versus Davison, and we had thought maybe Davison would win, but in this case we had it wrong. Umar pulled it off. Okay. I think the only guy that really gave Umar a hard time was Merab. When Merab fought Umar, I mean, he made him look amateur, but he basically put a good performance that day. So right now we have Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz being inducted in the Hall of Fame. This is amazing, guys. Dominic Cruz just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. So that's a good thing. He's definitely happy. This guy is an amazing competitor. So shout out to Dominic Cruz. So yeah. Anyways, let's get back to my card. So basically, after the prelim, like right now, we're going to have Silva versus Allen. Listen, I like Silva, but from what I've been seeing in this fight week, okay, that he's been very emotional. I'm not sure why. You know, you have that video where he's like screaming against, you know, with the belt and all this kind of stuff. There's two things there. Either he's super emotional or he's actually super zeroed in and he's going for it. But Allen is no joke. Okay, Allen is no joke. And that's why I pick Allen, because I think Silva is going in there a little bit too emotional. And I think Silva may think that Allen is just someone who you walk down, and he's not. So I pick Allen for the win here. Next we have Silva versus Rose Namajunas. And I'm going to go with Namajunas because she is actually a smart fighter. She has a high fight IQ, and she's been in there with the very best. Silva is just coming up, and Rose, you can't say that she's ready to retire because her performances have been amazing. Okay, and the other thing too is like she's very well-rounded. All right, so I pick Namajunas here to win. Then we have Waldo Acosta versus Lewis, and as you can see here, I pick Lewis to win. And I'm picking him to win just because I think Lewis has more experience. And also he has a couple tricks up his sleeve, you know, and I think he's going to try to use this. He's going to use these tricks. One of them that I recognize is him playing possum all the time and then catches guys off guard. So I think he's going to do that with Waldo. Now, mind you, Waldo also has knockout power, so I could be very wrong here. And, you know, let's see what happens. Then in the co-main event, I have like O'Malley to win over Yadong. I think O'Malley's going to fight smart. He's going to try to evade Song's knockout power. All right. And he's going to win by decision. Now, in this last, the main event, initially I picked Gaethje. Okay. Here you see that I picked Pimblett because after I did my prediction videos, I started to think about how smart of a fighter Paddy is. And I don't think he's going to allow Gaethje to, you know, knock him out. You know, so I'm picking Paddy Pimblett to win by decision. But you know, we never know. We never know. Like, I hope Gaethje fights smart. I hope he pulls it off because it will be amazing for him. Obviously, like, you know, being close to retirement to basically win and then fight for the title, right? So, and then retire. You know, so he came in. I think he's put on a performance every time. Like, there wasn't a fight with Justin Gaethje that wasn't a boring. Like, every fight, the man, you know, he comes, he puts on a show. But in his recent fights, I would say he's been more cautious about just going in there and throwing hammers, right? He's been very smart and strategic on how he goes about things, which is what you got to do when you get older. You got to fight smart. So yeah, we will see, folks. We will see what will happen. I'm not sure, but I'm telling you right now, it's going to be an exciting night. And yeah, we may be in for a wild, shocking night. Okay, but next on the main card, we have Derek Lewis versus Waldo Acosta. Okay, and yeah, people may say that Derek is kind of close to retirement. Honestly, I don't think he's ready for retirement or should think about retirement yet, because there's still challenges and still things that he can do in the heavyweight division, right? So yeah, it's pretty amazing though what he's done and the fame and the recognition that he got, but there's still lots that he could do. Okay. Well, things haven't started yet, but it's about to. It's about to. I'm actually... Oh, sorry. I think I mentioned Derek Lewis, but I had the wrong thing here. Allen Silva versus Allen is up next. All right. They will kick off the main card. So it's going to be exciting. And like you know, Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes, that got canceled. And I think what they're going to do is rebook that fight, which I think should happen, because Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison is the fight to make. These ladies are at the top of their game, even though Amanda is retired and is coming out of retirement. I think this is the biggest fight that they can make. All right, so I honestly think that it's better for them to wait. Let Kayla heal from her injuries. Give her the training camp that she needs, and who knows? You either put that fight on the White House card, or you set it up for like its own, like main event. Like, instead of the co-main, you put that as the main event. So I think they should definitely rebook that fight. Right now, if Amanda fights anybody else, it's not going to be as big. And I think in her position, I mean, she's done it all, really. Like, right now, she's just coming back to say, listen, guys, you think I'm retired? Watch this. Boom. Knockout or win, and then retire for good, right? But I think she could come back. I don't think it's a payday fight, but I think it's just her proving that she is the very best. Anyways, right now they're just showing Dominic Cruz. He's been inducted into the Hall of Fame. And they're just showing some clips of Dominic Cruz fighting. Dominic Cruz was amazing. Like, his style was just unbelievable. So, he got to be inducted in the Hall of Fame, and I think it's a good thing. He has his own podcast right now. He's been on the commentary, and he's done a great job. Honestly, I do enjoy hearing him. I think his fight with Dillashaw was probably the best. I also like that time where he was competing against Faber, because they had a good back and forth thing going on. But yeah, I think after his body really started to give out, right? So this sport, honestly, you can only do it for so much, and you have to know when to quit, because if you don't, it's just going to hurt you badly. And we don't know yet, because right now we're honestly learning about the, I guess, alumni of the early fighters in the UFC. We're just learning what they are going through, not just physically, but also financially, right? Like what their retirement looks like, what kind of businesses they start and things like that. So I think it's going to be interesting. I think a lot of them right now are into podcasting and stuff like that, but as long as they can make a living and feed their family, hey, it's all good, right? Some of them struggle, they struggle to find something else to do, but yeah, I think they definitely need to be able to transition into some other things. Maybe they teach, maybe they coach, who knows? But yeah, so Dominic has been inducted into the Hall of Fame, and we're going to find out about the other fights here that are coming up. Let's just take a quick look here to see what's going on. Anyways, guys, I would like to encourage you, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. My goal is to bring you the best content possible, and keep you locked in on everything MMA, and also some boxing, and also some jiu-jitsu. Much appreciated. All right, well, they're getting ready to dive into this main card. We take a look, I think next, like I said, John Silva versus Arnold Allen. Okay, Allen is no joke. So, again, those who are automatically going with Silva because he does some barking noises, hey, do not blink on Arnold Allen. All right, do not blink, because he is no joke. Silva is good too, and I enjoy his fighting style. But I think tonight Arnold Allen is going to take it home. But I'm just excited to see who proves me wrong. So leave it in the comments, folks. Leave it in the comments. Wow. Yes, and Gaethje versus Pimblett. Again, I've been a Pimblett fan. I think Pimblett is very skillful on the ground, but also on his feet. Like, his jiu-jitsu is legit, guys. I read somewhere that Pimblett has been the king of the mat at his gym, and he just lost once recently, but he is really good at jiu-jitsu, and we're gonna see if he plays the ground game tonight. Like, maybe he would keep it standing, but I'm pretty sure they have game plan for this, so don't get it twisted, folks. Like, these people know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. So, cool. Well, Paramount Plus era begins tonight. This is the first card on the Paramount Plus era, and let's see how it goes. I know in Canada it's not the same. the pay-per-view is still happening in Canada. So that is not going to be the same as the US. But, you know, if you're passionate about this stuff, you will just tune in no matter what. Cool. Anyways, the next card, we got UFC 325 next. It's interesting because this time they did not put like a fight night in between UFC 324 and UFC 325. They are going from 324 straight to 325. And, this is next week. Next week, okay, there's UFC 325. Main event, Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. And, whew, my goodness, that's going to be a good fight. Okay, that is going to be a good fight. In the light or the co-main event, we have Dan Hooker versus Benoit Saint Denis. That's also going to be a good fight. And then we have Rafael Fiziev with Mauricio Rufy. I'm pretty sure you're aware Rufy has been training with Volkanovski's camp. So, let's see how that goes. And then heavyweight, we have Tai Tuivasa. We haven't seen Tai in action for a minute now. But Tai Tuivasa is going or is fighting Taliesin Teixeira. So, let's see how that goes. And then down in lightweight, Malarkey versus Selkilt. We have some fights that got canceled. And then in the prelim, we got some fights that are good too. Not very, Junior Tafa, really good, light heavyweight, versus Billy Elkana. There's some good fights next week. All right. Next week, January 31st. Another massive card. Not fight night, but a good massive card. And then the following week, we have a fight card with bantamweights as the main event. We have Mario Bautista versus Vinicius Oliveira in the main event. So I just want to kind of look what's next after that, which is another fight night. We got Sean Strickland versus Anthony Hernandez. Listen, this is going to be a good fight because Sean Strickland is 29-7. Anthony Hernandez is 15-2. This guy has been just dominating. And I'm referring to Anthony Hernandez. So this is going to be a good fight. All right. Like, I'm not sure where Strickland is in terms of, where he's at physically and that kind of stuff. And his performance-wise, because I think he lost his last fight. He was, let me just take a quick look here to see. So he had one loss against Duplessis. Before that, he did beat Paulo Costa. So he lost basically twice to do the same guy, Duplessis. So I think if he wins against Hernandez, maybe he should fight Duplessis again. Right? Maybe he should fight Duplessis. Duplessis just lost recently versus Chimaev. So either he fights Duplessis or he fights Chimaev. Who knows? I don't know exactly where the rankings are, but there's some opponents for him. Adesanya is coming back too. He's going to be fighting soon. You have Jared Cannonier. So there are some opponents for Sean Strickland if he wins. Not sure if a title fight is next for him, but there's some other opponents that could help him climb back up there. But the man he's facing, Hernandez, is no joke. So he should definitely be focused on that fight. And we're going to get a great matchup there for sure. On that same card, trying to see who else is on there. Dan Ige is also fighting on that card. Michel Pereira, which is always an exciting, fun match, seeing that guy do his unorthodox styles. That works for him, you know. So if the thing works, why change it? So yeah, so we have a lot of good fights coming. In the boxing world, we got some good fights coming as well. You know, we have Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. And I believe that is on the same day, January 31st. The same day as UFC 325. So I'm not sure if they're going to overlap. In the past, UFC has been very good into either starting early, but they make sure things don't overlap, right? So, yeah, let's see what's happening. Let's tune in and see what's happening. It seems like we got some action here. We have, I believe, Silva versus Allen is next. So that's getting ready to start. And yeah, sometimes these things take a long time. We got Joe Rogan, Daniel Cormier doing the commentary tonight. They're talking about the money line for Allen and Silva. We have plus 200 for Allen, minus 240 for Silva. For Gaethje, we have plus 200, and then for Pimblett, we have 240, minus 240. So Pimblett is the favorite. O'Malley versus Yadong. O'Malley is the favorite, minus 215. And Costa versus Lewis. Costa is the favorite, minus 350. And Silva versus Namajunas, we have minus 335 for Silva. So they're counting some of the old timers out, which I'm not sure is actually wise, because experience do matter. So you cannot count people out. Man, Justin has been in some crazy fights, man, with Tony Ferguson, Cowboy Cerrone, the head kick to Dustin Poirier. It's amazing. And then he had that BMF title fight with the Hawaiian Max Holloway. You know, so like Justin Gaethje has been in a lot of good battles. So amazing. All right, folks, we will be back, taking a quick break, and we will be back with Silva versus Arnold Allen.